All right. Oh man, I got a new monitor and I look like really, what would I call this? Really washed out in it. So hopefully the actual like color is fine. Welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna do a good ole favorites video. We're just bringing it back, you know? I feel like it's been a minute and I have some things to talk about. Have I talked about some of these before? I don't remember. A lot of them are new actually, so probably not, but the one thing maybe. Okay, let's jump into it. Let's get this out of the way because it's so boring and everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Here's my dirty eyelash glue. Okay, I have a really colorful history with eyelash glue. I used to love House of Lashes glue. It was like the best glue. I swore by it. I would just like bottle after bottle after bottle. It was fucking bomb. And then they reformulated it, so I'll go fuck myself. I picked up this lash glue while I was in Japan. World traveler, you know what I mean? I was in Japan and I picked up this like super cheap lash glue. It's called DUP, Eyelashes Fixer X. Okay? It's so fucking good. This lash glue is unreal. And the first time we went to Japan, I had like bought it because I ended up running out of lash glue and I needed one. I was like, hey, I'll just get this one. And it was so good. And then when we went back, I like stocked up on it, but not enough. So now I have to, I don't know, I guess resort to Amazon to get more because it is the most bomb lash glue ever. I recently, because this is like running low and I was having to do makeup on actual people, it's been a minute, and I was like, I'm gonna pick up some lash glues because I don't know which one I'm gonna like more. So I picked up the new House of Lashes glue and I picked up Duo, the latex free one. I hate them both so much for the same reason. Basically, they stay super liquidy in my eyes because they're so watery. If it stays like too liquidy, even after I'm like letting it sit for like 30 seconds or whatever, I just find that like it takes too long to get tacky. It makes my eyes water even more. And then so it never like really sets and gets like super nice and like stuck on there. Whereas this DUP one is like just super sticky, like right out the gate. Like it's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So I like to see. That's my first favorite. Maybe I'll get these out of the way too because I'm ashamed. Okay. I went into Le Labo. It's a perfumery because I wanted to smell their like signature scent, which is Santal 33. Okay, everyone wears it. Everyone's like, it's the bomb. And it really is like such a divine scent. It's so beautiful. This was in February. The sales guy there was like, oh, you should smell this one if you like that one, because this one's like underappreciated. And that was a perfume called Another 13. I have 2 perfumes from this fucking place to talk about. I'm not gonna link them. I don't want you to buy them, but I do want you to smell them, okay? They're so exorbitantly priced. I literally I almost had a fucking heart attack when it was just like I'm still flustered talking about it. I was like chit-chatting with this guy. I didn't really know how much they cost. Like I knew it was expensive, but I didn't know it was that fucking expensive. But I was like chit-chatting with this guy. He was like, oh, you're gonna love this perfume. And I was like, awesome. And I was like trying it on. I was walking around. I felt really bougie and like fantastic. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it, man. And he was like, all right, let's do it. And then he mixed it up on the spot because that's what they do. And then I went to the till, he told me the price, and I literally was like, It happened so fast. I was just like, huh? Like something overtook my body, and I bought this perfume, and I've never regretted it, but goddamn, don't buy it on my account, man. Okay? I don't want to be the catalyst, but I do want you to go smell it. This perfume is so stunning. It's like addictive to me. It's, how can I describe this to you? I love describing scents so poorly. It's like, how does one even describe it? That's the thing that I like about these perfumes is like they're so unique. Like a lot of times there's perfumes that smell like fairly similar from brand to brand. Like there's like the really sweet smells and the really beachy smells, and you know what I mean? This is like unlike anything I've ever smelled in my entire life. It's a little bit of like a fresher perfume. but it does have like a musk to it. I cannot describe it because it's indescribable. It's so beautiful. I love that perfume so much. When I was purchasing this perfume back in February, the guy at the store was telling me about, I was telling him about the perfume that I usually wear, Vanilla Insensé, okay? And I was like, I just love a vanilla moment that's not too sweet. I like it to be more like smoky and woodsy and etc. And he was like, bitch. I was like, tell me what you're about to tell me. He told me about their city exclusives to make this brand even fucking cooler, okay? They have exclusive scents in different cities, so you can get it year-round in that particular city, like let's say Tokyo, okay? You can get the Tokyo scent year-round in Tokyo, but in September, they bring it to a few standalone stores, like all over the world, all of the city exclusives, so you can buy it during the month of September while supplies last. I'm like a spokesperson now. So he told me about this, it's the Paris perfume, and it's a vanilla one, and he told me about that. So that was what brought me in, and he was like, in September, go back, and I was like committed to memory, and then it was. I was like, Matt, it's September, let's fucking roll. And so I did get the vanilla one, but this one I ended up, because they're sneaky, he was like, let me just like spray this one for you. It's like really spicy and nice. And I was like, I'm spicy and nice. And then he sprayed this scent, which is the London scent, on a little piece of paper for me to smell at a distance with my mask down slightly. And I was like, well, God damn it. Give it to me. And that's the scent that I got. And this is like my new fave. It was an instantaneous fave. I can describe this one. It is indescribable. It is really peppery and spicy and vanilla-y and woodsy and majestic. It's like, if you've watched Parks and Rec, Ron Swanson on a Christmas Eve is what I imagine this. I assume that he smells like this. So this is the London exclusive. It's fucking in French, and it's called Pauvre 23. It's fucking bomb. Again, don't buy it on my accord. Just go sniff it. So then you will sniff it and be like, hey, Sam smells like that now and again. They're fucking bomb, okay? I don't regret it, although I do have like a mild heart attack every single time, twice a time. And that's it. Not it for the favorites video, just it for that expensive ass perfume that I don't want you to purchase. Let me just be clear. But damn, moving along, fucking Selena. You just sneak your way into my heart, okay? Damn, bitch. Rare Beauty, okay? I went and picked up a shade that moderately matches. Yeah, this looks like a pretty fucking good match. I don't know, you tell me. My monitor makes me look like paper white, which it's right. I got shade 160C. So it's a little bit more pink toned, and by a little bit, I mean like a lot more pink toned. And it's just fabulous. I love it so much. I haven't stopped loving it. I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. This definitely is, again, I cannot drive it home enough, more matte than what I would typically wear, but I do really, really love it. It wears so beautifully throughout the day. I find like, even when I'm wearing a mask and stuff like that, it still looks really nice and beautiful underneath my mask when I take it off. I've been mixing Rare Beauty foundation with their illuminating primer. Magnifique. Match made in heaven, okay? It's absolutely stunning. And I've been really preferring it like that. It does sheer it out a little bit, and it adds like a little bit more kind of like, you know, moisture to it, which I can use it, you know? I am, at the end of the day, still dry. So I will always prefer, like, never say never, but I am going to say that. I will always prefer a dewier foundation just because I feel like it does look nicer on my skin. So I've been really liking that mixed. I didn't mix it in my review video, obviously, because like I wanted to show you guys the coverage and texture on its own and stuff, but I just wanted to mention that because that's how I've been preferring it. I just think it's a great foundation. Sue me. Please don't sue me. Oh yeah, also, I wanted to mention this because a lot of people said that they don't like the packaging, which I do like the packaging. But anyways, someone mentioned, I can't find where Selena said this. I haven't really looked that hard, but apparently the little balls on top are for people that have arthritis because it's easier to open. Moving along, her fucking blush, man. okay, in the color Joy. This reminds me a lot of the Tom Ford Sunstruck blush duo thing. It was like a highlight stick on one end and then a blush stick on the other, and I was like, it makes you look like just a little bit sunburnt, but like in a cute way. Similar. So I think this one is really, really beautiful. This is my favorite color out of the range. I do like Bliss as well, which is the matte one. This one is the dewy one. I like it too, but I feel like this one's a lot more easily replicated. And I think this one's just like more of a unique color. So it's really, really beautiful. If you've picked it up or any of her blushes up and you find that you're struggling to apply it in a way that looks more like natural, maybe try underneath your foundation, because this is super, super pigmented. Even when you're using a light hand, it sometimes turns out to be too much. If you're struggling with it, I would say to try putting underneath your foundation, see how you like it. Beautiful. Oh, these are kind of boring too. No shade. Victoria Beckham fucking lip pencil. Who in God's name, although, also this discontinued Bite lip pencil that you actually can't get, and neither can I. And look how like slim pickings we're getting here. I'm not prepared for this to end. The Bite lip pencil, I'm just gonna rage about this for a second if you don't mind. The Bite lip pencil formula was so stunning. I mean, like, a lip pencil is a lip pencil, but it's not, though, is the problem. And this one, it was so, like, just, like, creamy and beautiful and amazing. And number 12 is dat bitch, okay? And I pair it with, I guess I'll talk about this because this is segueing really nicely. My other favorite for the month, Bite lip gloss in Guava Puff. Also delicious smelling and tasting. They came out, I'm gonna put this lip pencil away and I'm gonna let it go, but I'm not letting it go even slightly. So if you're watching, Bite, please, for the love of God, bring it back. Anyways, their new lip glosses, this is my favorite shade so far. I do really like the shade Cider Donut as well, but this shade, there's just something about like a cool tone pink. It's, you know, it's like, it's just a really nice moment for me. I really enjoy it. Someone told me it made me look washed out, but have I stopped? No, and I'm never going to. So you can suck my dick, okay? It's a beautiful lip gloss. I've always loved Bite's lip glosses. They've continually discontinued them on me. It's very offensive to my sensibilities, but this one is so beautiful. It was not a letdown by any stretch. One of my favorite things about that lip gloss, I mean, like, it's really nice and like creamy. It doesn't feel sticky or shitty or anything like that. But more importantly, they put cinnamon oil in it, okay, for like a plumping effect. But forget that. It tastes like cinnamon buns on my mouth. And I really appreciate it. And that's pretty much it. I just have not been digging lip form. Like, I like a scent to my lip formula. This video is really chaotic. I feel like I'm gonna be giving you guys anxiety. I'm giving myself anxiety. I like a scent to my lip products, I really do. I'm fine with like a typical vanilla because vanilla is something that I would eat. That's something that I would put in my mouth naturally, not like raw. Well, maybe, I don't know, I'm not against it. But I hate lip products that are scented. Fuck a mint, first of all. I don't like mint. But also, anything that's like florally scented, it's just so perfumey and I can taste it and I don't want to taste it because I want to taste food items at all times, okay? And this one just tastes so, it's not strong, but it's just like this really little like, just a little hint of cinnamon there. It's really, really nice. And it doesn't taste like a shitty artificial cinnamon either. Like Fireball or some shit, you know? It's just like a tasty, delicious time. And that's why you should get that gloss. Okay, and then let me tell you about this Victoria Beckham pencil. It's just a good nude, man. What's the shade? Lip Definer 02. It's just a really, really good, rosy kind of nude shade. Like, it's not super, super pink. It's not really, really brown. It's not too like mauvey kind of thing. Mauve? Yeah, mauve is how you guys say it. Mauve is how I say it. It's just like a perfect neutral nude. And I love it. It pairs so beautifully with like just a really good run-of-the-mill nude lipstick. Ones that aren't too pink. I wouldn't pair it with Guava Puff, for instance, because I would pair it with that fucking discontinued Bite one. But it's beautiful. I need to spend a little bit more time on this. Victoria Beckham is probably one of my favorite lines a celebrity has come out with. Am I gonna stand by that? Probably. Her whole lineup is so stunning. Like the packaging, I wish I had thought of it first and had millions of dollars to launch a beauty brand with that packaging, I guess, as well. But like that packaging is so stunning to me. It's so beautiful. I've really liked everything I've purchased from her. It's wildly overpriced. It costs so fucking much to ship to Canada, like $70 I'm talking. It's pretty brutal, but I have really liked everything that I've gotten from her, so I can't be too much of a hater about it. And one thing else that I have to mention about this lip pencil, the lid's really good. I don't feel like I'm talking anybody into anything here. The points that I'm mentioning are not points at all, but the lid is really good. A lot of lip pencils just kind of have like a loosey-goosey lid, and this one actually grabs and holds it like I want to be held at night. Let's move on. This also looks so shitty because it's been like rattling around in my little makeup bag for literal months. The M Cosmetics liner. They have a felt liner and a brush tip. The brush tip, that's what's up, okay? I was looking for an alternative to the KVD one when it was still in partnership with Kat Von D, when she still was like, you know, owning it. I don't know what her actual title was within the company. But anyways, when Kat Von D was still part of KVD, I was looking for an alternative once I ran out of the ones that I had from her. And I started using the M Cosmetics one, and damn, it's so fucking good. I've really been loving this liner a lot. I've used it over the past, I don't even know how long, months. And I keep waiting for it to like dry out, and it just hasn't. And I wear it fairly often. Not every day anymore, I'm not that bitch. And then, you know, COVID and not leaving the house and such and so forth. It's just beautiful. It's really nice and dark. I like that it's a fine brush tip. The Selena one, also, I wanted to mention this quickly because a lot of people were like, oh, like you have to shake the Rare Beauty one and then it's like way darker. It's a little bit darker. I still don't love that liner. And I still don't love that it's like a fatter tip. I prefer this one for sure. That's the liner that I've been using the most. And I didn't even notice it sneaking in and becoming a new fave. And then one day I was like, you know what? I fucking use that eyeliner a lot. And it's because I like it. There you go. This is so fucking cute, man. Salt New York. This is the original magnetic palette from Salt New York. This company is owned by a friend of mine. Her name's Kiki. And this was the original palette that she came out with, and it's just so beautifully designed. It has this really nice mirror in it. It's magnetic on the bottom. It's also magnetic here, okay? So the lid sticks to the bottom. It's so great. And then it comes with this nice little zipper. Everything's all protected in there. It's so fucking great for traveling. It's just a really, really beautiful palette. It's really well made. It's vegan, not using actual leather. She came out with the mini palette, which holds 4 of her cream products, but then you can also put like eyeshadows in it and stuff like that. I think it holds 9 standard eyeshadows, if I recall. My favorite product from her cream, so she has blushes, highlights, and bronzers. And my favorite is the bronzer. I like all of them, but I use the bronzers the most, so I got some fresh ones in here. But I used shade Light right here and Light Medium. Her whole range is just really, really inclusive. She did a phenomenal job with her shade range. It's just a really beautiful brand. It's a product that you can tell is made by somebody who's worked as a makeup artist. I don't know how to describe this. Sometimes I'll try a product and I'm like, this was made by people who do not wear makeup, that's for sure. But this product is just so universal because it's not super, super creamy, dewy, glowy, where like it's gonna be over the top on those of you with oily skin. It's not like overly pigmented or way too sheer where you're having to use a ton of product to build it up. It's just like the perfect buildable formula. It's just stunning. I love it. So she's done a phenomenal job. I love the mini palette because it's a lot more kind of like travel friendly for me. I pack pretty fucking light usually, okay? And so I like that this is a little bit smaller and I can just kind of like toss it into wherever. I think that's beautiful. Well done, Kiki. I've been loving that. Next. An eyeshadow palette. Who would have thunk it? Not me. Ace Beauté. I don't know if they pronounce it beauty or beauté, I don't know. Anyways, this is the Scarlet Dusk palette. I had gone to their site for a few other palettes that I was like, ooh, those look really good. And every time I saw like photos of them popping up online, I was like, do I need another like neutral-ish palette? No, I don't. And then I got them anyways. And then this one, I kind of just added to my basket last second because I was like, fuck it. Kind of looks like a modern Renaissance moment, but like a little bit brighter. But I didn't really think that this was gonna be like my true love. And here we are. I'm divorcing my husband for this palette. It's just really, really beautiful. I love that it's obviously can be used on more skin tones, whereas I feel like the original kind of like modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia was, some of the shades are like a little bit ashy. They're not gonna work as well on deeper skin tones. This one's just like a little bit of a brighter kind of version. It really, really reminds me of that palette a lot. And it's just stunning. I love that I can do kind of like more neutralish looks if I want with it, kind of like using this dusty, beautiful rust orange. It's such a good orange. And like shade right there, Nocturnal even will go kind of more neutral on my skin if I'm pairing it with other like neutral shadows, or I can go a little bit brighter. It's just a beautiful palette. It blends out really gorgeous. I enjoy it a lot. That's it. Controversy. That's what we might get into here. I'm not sure how people are feeling at this rate. But as I mentioned, Kat Von D is no longer part of KVD. So they renamed it, sort of, to KVD Vegan Beauty. And I had seen a few people, I wasn't like super enticed to like run back to the brand. I mean, it's never been my favorite brand. There's a few products that have really stood out to me over the years, but you know, I have my brands that I have like more go-to products from. So I wasn't like running back. I wasn't like super amped by anything they were releasing. And then I saw a few people talking about their shake primer. And I've talked about this before, but as I age, okay, I find that there's certain products that like I've always loved and have always like done me justice and I've never had a problem with them. Overnight, shit, doesn't work for me anymore. And one of those things was eye primer. So the eye primers that I've been using for years and years and years, I just found that like they started to not work that well on me anymore, basically. And I was having a lot of creasing happening. It seemed really thick on my skin all of a sudden. It looked really cakey. And same thing was happening with concealers because I started using just concealers as eye primers. Anyways, I saw a bunch of people posting about this shake primer and I was like, fuck it. It looks really, really different. I've never seen anything like this before. It's so bomb. It's so fucking good, man. Can I show you here? Oh yeah, oh yeah. So you can kind of see there's like a clear liquid and then a black liquid that separate. And then you just kind of like shake it up. It immediately starts separating, like immediately. Like as soon as you stop shaking, it just goes right back. It's got a little pushy thing here, a little soft, cushy button. So you mix it up and then you can kind of press out some of the primer, like a little drop from that little button in the back. Even on your hand, it starts to separate. It's so weird, man. It's such a weird like texture and formula, but it works so fucking well. It goes on completely clear, which is nice because it's not gonna look ashy on anybody. It goes on fully clear. It's not gonna change the color of your eyeshadows at all either, which some people like a little bit of a brighter primer underneath to like brighten up their shadows, but I'm fine having it clear. And the thing that I really, really love about it, aside from the fact that like it works and like your eyeshadow doesn't crease and it doesn't look shitty or anything like that, I really love that it doesn't stay wet or tacky or anything like that. Like it pretty much dries down to feel like not much. So I don't find that when I put on like even like bright shadows, like some of the shadows from this palette, if I put these over like a wet primer, I would be nervous that they would get like patchy or like cling to it just because they're really, really like bright pigmented shades. They're not neutral, more sheer buildable colors, right? I was worried that because it's such a liquidy formula that it would stay kind of wet and then putting on shadows right over top of that would be kind of not nice and it would stick to it and look shitty. Doesn't happen at all. It blends over top of it just like stunningly well. My stuff stopped recording. It was like, you've been rambling for far too long. Anyways, and I also really like that it is so fucking thin on your skin. It never looks like it's like built up or like you're wearing a primer underneath. It literally looks like you just put eyeshadow right onto your eye, just your skin. It's fucking great. I love it. It's such a good primer. It's a little bit weird to get used to at first, but it's great. And that's it. That's everything for me today. Do not buy those perfumes, but do smell them. Everything else, buy at your leisure if you so desire, okay? Thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching. I will see you next time. Peace out. Claws on my hands.